Cool, I got more money. And sometimes it's hard to tell. And there's a way down. Oh, is that how I'm supposed to do it? Oh. You're in my way. Nope. Alright, well. It was worth a shot. This is so fucking weird. Oh, hey. Are you telling me? Yes. Beautiful. Sure. Can I warp? I can warp there. Okay. Oh boy. Tombs and Tentacles is an eldritch horror game. P.H. Lovecraft, G.G. Ernest. HP Love. HP. No, I just read that wrong because I auto-corrected it with my brain. P.H. Craft Love and G.G. Ernest. Tombs and Tentacles is an eldritch horror game that you can play with your friends. Okay. It is directly inspired by the works of P.H. Craftlove. The game requires one dungeon master who controls the game world, and the player characters are normally controlled by 2 or more players, but certain scenarios, if the DM is prepared, can be played by a single character on their own. As is the fashion for Kraftlove's horror stories, there are no happy endings. Be prepared to die or worse. Okay, 5556666. For a free demonstration, Ernest will answer the call and act as the DM for you while you decide what your player character will do. A common criticism of the game is that its rules are very complex, sometimes requiring non-integer sided dice. What? This is unavoidable due to the nature of the game. Each of the 4 player characters available in the demo have 4 stats. These are printed here for you for your convenience. Might, speed, sanity, intelligence. 1, 10, 5. Might, 10. Telemarketer. Janitor. Squid. Sports ball. Note that although Jerry's might and speed stats are the lowest in the game, he can augment these by stacking plates. This comes at the cost of some sanity. When playing well, he is the most powerful character available. Yes! Yes! You're lying down under a desk between two bookcases in the middle of a huge library. You're not sure how you got here, but you should probably look for a way out. Get up? Yes. You'll get up in a second. First, you need to remember who you are. Tamsin the Unspeakable, James the Janitor. I'm gonna stack plates. Oh, that's right, you're Jerry. Your best stat is Sanity, which is super useful for stacking plates, which you do a lot as a waiter, yes. As you get from under the desk and begin to stand, you feel the ground tremble. You can hear the books shift from side to side in the shelf around you. Stack a plate. You pile another plate onto the stack you're carrying with one hand. You gain 1 might, 1 speed, and minus 1 sanity. Roll for speed. Cool. Cool. You narrowly avoid a toppling bookcase and skid into the aisle. The rumbling stops for now. There are 2 ways to go here. Go right. As you jog down the aisle, the far wall comes up over the horizon. It is a very large library. You notice something strange about the ground ahead. You sneak up to the mysterious thing on the ground. It is in fact nothing supernatural at all, and you wonder why you even thought it might be. It's just a plain old dirty hole in the ground with a tentacle coming out of it. What? Stack a plate. Alright, roll for sanity. Your eyes lock onto the slimy tentacle. You can't even look away or even move. It seems to call to you with its shimmering movements. You shiver and break out of it in a cold sweat. Come hither, you hear it say in your mind. It doesn't move. It's just a rope. What? A rope hanging from the ceiling appears to go all the way down inside it. You could climb down, you think. On the other hand, there are lots of books around here. You could try looking for some words. Words are sometimes useful to know. You know that because you read it once using words. What? And you know it must be true because words know all sorts of things. They're good like that. Words! Words are good, but you're gonna have to prove you're worthy of them first. Can you read? Roll for intelligence. I don't even... Your eyes lock onto the book's pages. There's a fierce battle between you and the words. But it's over in a short order. Because you're actually not so dumb after all. The books thank you for your trouble and graciously offer you a word. Your word is mom. Nice. You lose 1 intelligence in the process. What? The library hole is in front of you. Torn books and broken bookcases line its depths. Okay. On the other hand, there are lots of books. I could look for another word. Climbing with a stack of... I'm gonna look around. Fine! Fuck you! The library hole is in front of you. Okay, yeah. Okay, yeah. Climb down. Curiosity gets the better of you. Why did this hole appear? Just why was this rope so conveniently placed as to allow someone to rappel down into it? You grab the rope and start to abseil down into the darkness. You can't see anything, which could be a blessing. In the depths, you lose all sense of distance and time. The opening of the hole is a distant point of light above you. And you're certain that the walls are closing in on you. Stack a plate. You're carrying with one hand. You gain +1 might and +1 speed. Okay, yeah. Roll for might. You flip a coin and it lands on its edge. This seems inconclusive, so you try again. The coin turns into a d20 and you get a 6 for 12 might total. Nice, right? Your slippery palms lose their grip on the rope and you fall all the way down. Luckily, it's not far, but the rope burn in your palms hurts like hell. You lose 1 might. You're at the bottom of the hole. You can hear some movement and rustling all around you, scurrying around you. It's all muted whispers and footsteps, or is it wind turning the pages of 1,000 books? Or the far-off sound of an alarm clock as heard through the flittering of a dream? Whatever it is, it's quite a din, but you can't see anything. You start to regret coming down the hole, but now you can't find the rope to climb back up. What do? Use words! You start shouting into the darkness and immediately you regret it. You're stabbed with 1,000 blades from every angle. You could roll for might, but I don't think it would. Your eyes are gouged out, not that you needed them in the dark any place. You're methodically drained of blood. From the sound of it, their creatures here are collecting your blood in a trough. You don't know whether that's because they have some purpose for it or whether it's because they want to protect the carpet underneath. What? You spend several days pondering that subject. What? After a week, you feel the caress of tentacles on your body. You've long been empty of blood, but you're not dead. Death will not come to you here, but you so wish it would. The tentacles probe every inch of your body, paying very special attention to the newly vacant eye sockets. Then one day, several years later, the tentacles tire of you. You begin to feel very warm shortly after, and you think you might be on a pyre. When the fire touches you, you scream. You scream louder and harder than you ever knew you could, not because of the pain, but because you knew what would come afterwards. The screaming stopped. The fire had burned through your lungs, and pretty much everything else. The pain had all but gone, too. In fact, you couldn't feel anything or sense anything. You knew what had happened. You are now a thinking, conscious pile of ash. Ash has no senses with which to perceive the outside world, nor any muscles with which to affect the outside world. You're trapped in a solipsistic nightmare, a dark dream with no end. Maybe one day, one of these creatures will sneeze and blow your ashes up the hole and out of the tunnel. Then you will simply be dead. What? What? What the fuck? No. The moral of the story is I didn't stack enough plates. I didn't stack enough plates. I wonder if there's a way I really want to get in there and see what that says. But I don't think I can. The bonuses. The bone uses.